What's up, ladies and gents? This is KSigKid, coming at you with another Destiny video. Today, we're taking a look at another weapon inside of Destiny, one that you're going to become really familiar with over the coming week, and that is the Binding Blaze Sidearm. So the Binding Blaze Sidearm, it is a brand new Iron Banner weapon, and it's going to be the weapon of the week this week for Iron Banner. So let's take a look at this sucker. Now, I only have one, or at least I only have one remaining. If I got any additional ones from my Iron Banner bounties, I deleted them. So I have this one, and it's not exactly the greatest roll, but it's still the only roll we've got, so we're going to take a look at the weapon using this roll. As far as the sights, you're always going to pretty much get the same sights on your Iron Banner weapons. I'm just rocking out the first one because extra target acquisition. Hand-loaded is good. You definitely want range on your sidearms. Then I've got lightweight. That's not great. Reactive reload always sounds really good on a sidearm, or just weapons that have a quick reload time to begin with, but the problem is it lasts for such a short period of time. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at some clips of the Binding Blaze while we talk about some other stuff like range, instability, and rate of fire, and sidearms in general. So you definitely always want to have as much range as you can possibly muster on a sidearm. That's because they have such massive damage drop-off. It is absolutely ridiculous. You'll be able to see in some of these clips that pretty much the highest critical hit damage I end up doing is 49 critical hit damage, and that is when the enemy is right close to me, pretty much where that guy was. If I hit a headshot there, that would be 49. As they start moving back from about that range, the damage starts dropping off more and more. And I would say you'll roughly be doing around 45 to 40 damage with your sidearm, provided on where you're standing just normally in the battle. Because if you get too close, if you get into that 49 damage range, you're going to be in one-shot kill range of shotguns, and that is a definite no-no. You do not want to be getting that close, and that's one of the problems that sidearms have in general. They take too many shots to kill. They unfortunately take too many shots to kill as opposed to fusion rifles, shotguns, and sniper rifles that can all down you in one shot from various ranges, whereas the sidearm, it's going to take significantly more even with their fastest time to kill. So yeah, sidearms are kind of the forgotten little brother of special weapons. They're pretty much where fusion rifles used to be. Fusion rifles right now are in a really good place, but they didn't used to be. You could see right there on that kill, that was 45 damage. So I already lost 4 damage on my critical hit just from being that far away, and I wasn't that far away. Here, whenever we shoot the guy, 42 damage from that range. So you can see how quickly the damage drops off. So range, if you can get it on your sidearm, definitely put that on there. The other thing is stability is really nice too, because you have to fire off so many shots that you don't want your sidearm just bouncing around all over the place whenever you have to get these shots out, because you need to get them out as quick as possible. So range and stability, if you can get those on your sidearm, at least you'll give yourself a fighting chance in the battle. Because if you're putting on sidearms, well, 2 things are going to be happening. One, you're going to be going in there saying, hey look, I'm trying to oppose the meta, I'm trying to not play the meta. And you're going to need to have some quick footwork, because otherwise, you're going to get shotguns a lot. Or you're going to get fusion rifled, or you're going to get sniped. You have to really work your range game with sidearms. I am not the greatest, the best, or even a very good sidearm user. If I use a sidearm, it's typically one of the exotic sidearms, and those are just a little bit different. It's tough to go ahead and classify those exotic sidearms with these sidearms because the exotic sidearms all fire in 3 burst shots, and that to me feels just a little bit different. Because one of the things I notice whenever I go ahead and use sidearms is I really want to fire them off as fast as that rate of fire says that they can fire. The problem is if you do that, you're going to miss a ton of shots. And in general, you're going to miss a ton of shots with a sidearm as it is. So if you can, if you have trigger discipline, try to pace your shots a little bit better. Try to quickly aim and pace your shots, because if you just fire them off as quick as possible, you're going to do stuff like that. You're not going to really be hitting the enemies, though of course my aim assist obviously grabbed the new enemy that ran in. But that's not an excuse for dying. I would have just been firing off the shot way too fast in general. Here I do a much better job of hitting the guy in the head, going ahead and pacing my shot, and I got a number of critical hits. Over here you can see whenever I'm firing too fast, the reticles bouncing all over the place as I'm trying to course correct for the recoil and my stability, And yeah, it's a gigantic mess. So you can see the difference right in this very clip of whenever I'm trying to just spam it and whenever I'm pacing and trying to be patient. It works a little bit better if you're patient. So where is the Binding Blaze sitting as far as its stats go compared to other legendary sidearms? Well, it's kind of weird. So if you look at sidearms, you can never really tell what the difference is between one sidearm and another. All of the stats are so jumbled up. The one thing that Bungie's done recently is they changed the rate of fire a little bit to incorporate some of the super fast rate of fire sidearms. Well, those fire off at basically 100 rate of fire. The Binding Blaze fires off at 98, then there's like a 94 and then a 90, so you've just got a ton of different sidearms all grouped together at roughly the same rate of fire, though the impact does change and obviously the critical hit damage and body shot damage you do changes. But at 98, this is the same as the Zeal Vector, pretty much the sidearm that you get from the Wrath of the Machine raid. Is that any good though? Well, if you look at some time to kill charts, the answer is sadly no. The time to kill overall looks solid. The time to kill whether you're getting your optimal or all body shots is under a second. That's actually pretty fast in Destiny overall, but as far as the legendary sidearms go, this time to kill falls really short and really low compared to the other ones you can go ahead and put on. So if you're going to be rocking out a legendary sidearm, this would not be my #1 choice. I just wouldn't want to go ahead and use this because it's tricky to use sidearms in general. There's a learning curve, there's a range curve, there's a one-shot kill curve, and then you're going to go ahead and use some of the worst basic overall stats for a sidearm as far as time to kill goes. So unfortunately, even though this sucker is going to be the Iron Banner weapon this week, are we going to want to grind up to rank 5 in Iron Banner for this? We're going to have to wait until Tuesday comes, because I want to wait and I want to see if there's some type of god tier role that Lady Aphrodite's going to bring. If so, we might be wanting to go after this. If not, save your time in the Iron Banner just for drops. Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your Iron Banner, and I'll see you around in Destiny. #Blaze.